Yes, my people, Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. Today we're going to make some Saheena, but rather than using the traditional method of doing this, which is a bit more flat and big, almost like a pancake size, we're going to make them into small balls similar to pylori. We're going to need, in the bowl in front of you, you see here I have 1 cup of finely chopped, I mean very, very fine chopped spinach. The traditional way of making this is using young dashing bush leaves, but I couldn't source that. What I did here was I poured boiling hot water over that chopped spinach to sort of pre-cook it before we get cracking on the dough. 3 cups of flour, that's what you're seeing in the bowl in front of you. We're gonna add some instant yeast to that, about a half a cup of split peas powder, some salt, some anchar masala, turmeric. I already said the yeast. A clove of garlic, pounded up very, very smooth. If you can grate it in there, sure, go ahead and grate it in there, but it has to be very smooth so you don't taste chunks of garlic when you're eating this. And I also put some roasted jeera in there as well. Then I top it up with the spinach that we just pre-cooked earlier there with the boiling water. And by using some water, we made a dough out of this. The full recipe can be found on CaribbeanPod.com, so feel free to check for specific ingredients on the website. After it's been sitting for a couple hours, because we need that yeast to really activate and get things going, we then deep fry it in about 2 to 3 cups of oil. You're going to use a tablespoon or so, and using 2 tablespoons, you scoop out a tablespoon full of the dough, and then you scrape it off using the second tablespoon into the oil. Allow that to cook for about 4 or 5 minutes or so. You want it to be a nice golden brown color, but remember, if it's going brown too fast, turn the heat down, because we don't want the insides to be raw and the outside cooked. The mango chutney, very simple. Hey, a couple cloves of garlic, a hot pepper, the flesh of 1 green mango, as well as some shadow benny, and about a teaspoon of salt I think I used here. And to that I added to my blender with about 1/4 cup of water. And I blended, I pureed it, well, whatever you want to call it. I made it into a nice smooth paste. And that's it, the dipping sauce. That's it, guys. Doesn't get simpler than this. So there you go. Saheena balls with the green mango chutney. The full recipe, as I mentioned, can be found on CaribbeanPod.com. So hey, go ahead, check it out, and check out the other recipes we got there. Chris here, Caribbean Pod, wishing you guys happy cooking, and we'll touch base on the next recipe.